All right, so I'm back to make my clabbered butter. So what I've got here is my um, clean mason jar. I've got my container of milk, and this little elastic band there tells you, or tells me, where the cream line is. So the cream line is just a little above that rubber band. So I'm not going to go below it. I'm going to take my um, what do you call it, turkey baster, and I'm going to siphon out the milk, or the cream rather, put it into my jar, and then I'll show you how we clabber the butter. Now when you're clabbering the butter, what you're doing is you are culturing it. So that's what clabbered butter is, and you want to go slow because you don't want to disturb the cream layer. And this might take a little while. I guess I shouldn't put bubbles into the cream. That doesn't help with keeping things stable, does it? So, there we go. And I'm going to continue to do this until I've gotten all the cream up and into my mason jar. Okay, I'm back. So that only took about 2 minutes to siphon that much out of there. And my cream line, you can see, is right here. So I'm leaving that in the bottle. And now, to culture, I'm going to take the cream off of the top of my clabber milk. I'm going to take, that's pretty much 1 tablespoon. I'm going to take 2 tablespoons. I'm going to just take all of the cream off. Okay, so now we just have, where's the camera? There. Now we just have the milk that's curdled in there. And some people shake up their newly clabbered cream. I'm just going to stir it in. I've heard that shaking is fine, just dumping it in and leaving it is fine. But if you really want it to jumpstart the clabber process, or the culturing process, sorry, I'm making a lot of noise with my spoon, you should stir it in. So there we have almost a liter, which is how much I figured I would get. And let me put my spoon down. Almost a liter of beautiful cream. And I'm going to set that lightly covered. You see how I didn't turn it down? I just, boop, okay? And that's got to go in a warm place. I think I'm going to put it back in the corner where the clabber was sitting. That's probably the safest place for it. And then we will come back in 24 hours to check on it and see how it's doing. And then we'll be on our way to making clabbered butter. So you might be wondering, what do you do with clabber if you've got this much and you're only just doing your butter? Well, I'm keeping it because I'm going to add it to my cheese, and I'm probably going to need all of this for when I make my cheese. I can also add this to pancakes because it gives the pancakes a buttermilk, a tangy buttermilk type of flavor. So if you want buttermilk pancakes, but better, use some clabber in there. 2 tablespoons, whatever. The tangier, the more you use, the tangier your product's going to be. So that's a great little tip there. Any baking good, you can put it in muffins, cakes, waffles, pancakes. Trying to think of all these things, but yeah, that's what you can use it for. So stay tuned for the rest of the butter making video. So it's been 24 hours. You see all these little bubbles? That means our cream is clabbered. And so now I'm going to get the kids to shake butter into being. Shake. So shake for 10 to 15 minutes, or use a mixer. Very much like this. We got tired after about 8 minutes. Both of us got tired, so I decided to whip out this mixer and do it. And it's very nice thick whipped thickish cream on the sugar. There we go. Okay, look at that. It's starting to curdle, so I'm hoping it goes to butter because it's not. I'm a bit nervous. I've made butter with store-bought 35% cream or higher. That was fine. This might not be a high enough milk fat. So this could be about 20-something% milk fat, and that's why it's not curdling, but I'll give it another 10 minutes and we'll see what happens. So we're mixing at a medium pace. So I'm still mixing. It's 10 minutes later, and let me turn this off. And it's very liquidy now. So look, the butter's starting to clump. So I'm gonna let it go for another 10, and hopefully we get larger clumps for it. So yeah, my machine didn't see that, right? So it's right there. It's at a 5. Yeah. All right, so I had to turn it down to 2. I'm gonna turn it off because it got really, really soupy. So ooh, look at that. Now I don't think I'm gonna get a lot of butter, but probably enough for a few days. I don't know. So let's drain this out. Let's drain the whey. See how much butter we get, because I think I see a lot of little globs, not a lot of thick chunky blobs. So maybe that's a raw milk thing as opposed to commercial milk kind of thing. So I'm gonna go over and drain it. All right, so here's my, make sure my camera doesn't fall over, bowl with a strainer or colander and cheesecloth folded 4 times. Let's pour that in. Use a silicone spatula to get out all of it. Yeah, all the butter is like in tiny little pieces, so like not what I'm used to. Put that down. I'm gonna just wipe off my spatula here, get the last little bits, although I don't think that's gonna matter in the grand scheme of things, but I have to drain all of that lovely buttermilk, and that is literally buttermilk right there. Nice and thick, creamy buttermilk. So that'll go into pancakes maybe tomorrow. There we go. Strain that out. Give it a squeeze. You can see him twisting the top of the cream, the cheesecloth, and then squeezing out the bag. Get over here. So I'm going to continue doing this, and then when I'm done, we're going to wash it. So I realized there's a lot of cream still in here, and the harder I squeeze, the more little bits of butter is actually coming through the cheesecloth. So what I found is working is just manipulating the butter, kind of like you would manipulate an udder to get the milk to come down. And I'm just kind of like massaging the massaging the bag, and then the liquid is coming out, and perhaps I have my cheesecloth folded a little too thick, so I've removed 2 layers of it. But yeah, it's working. I think I might take another. I don't want to take another couple layers actually. I can see the butter coming through. So I'm gonna just squeeze and just gently get the cream out, or the buttermilk, sorry. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to wash the butter first, but then I'm thinking you'd lose all that buttermilk because I'm draining it all out. I guess I could have used a sieve, but anyways, this is working well. Let's see. Yeah, see how it's starting to stick, keep its form right there. When I squish it, that's all the butter. So I got, ooh, a lot of buttermilk. I got that out. I've got the same vessel that I was mixing my mixer bowl, and I've got the butter here in the cloth, and I'm going to actually wash it through the cloth for now. You're not even seeing that. I'm going to wash it through like this in cold water, and then we will give it another squeeze. And then I will be salting this because we like salted butter in our, see that? Just drain the water off. We like salted butter on toast and stuff, so yeah. Give that a nice little squeeze, gentle, because you don't want to squeeze all the butter fat out. It starts to get on your hands. Yeah. All right, here's the butter on a lovely plate. I'm gonna scoop it out. Just flip it over and try not to touch it with my hands too much because it is melty. I think that's all. Oh, there's a chunk. Right there. Let's see, where else? Yeah, right around the neck where we were twisting and squeezing, you've got some. Maybe a metal spatula might work better for this, or a spoon. A spoon even, yeah. Keep it cold. All right, that's our butter. And I'm gonna have to wash that. And I'm gonna put maybe a half teaspoon of salt in here. I have, what do I have? I think it's sea salt, but it's fine ground sea salt. So grab that, and that's about half a teaspoon. Sprinkle that into my butter, and then I'm going to just paddle it together with my spatula. So we're going to press it in, fold it and press. Fold it again, smush it all together, and you see it's releasing some buttermilk as we go. Press it out. I see a little some. Okay, I'm trying to press it out, but mix it up a bit so that your salt is evenly distributed. See that? Good. All right, this, I'm going to keep it in. Actually, I'm going to put it in my butter dish because I will be using the last bit of my store-bought butter to bake a cake. So, and that's unsalted, so I'd rather use this homemade one for toast. And there you have it. Homemade butter. It worked. I wonder how much this weighs. I could weigh it. Yeah, let me go do that. Okay, so this is just my store-bought butter. And our fresh butter was 2 ounces. And that's it. I hope you give it a try. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. And you'll have soft hands for it.